The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Marlins Fantasy. They have a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, $50 in bonus funds. Use the promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome everybody to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It's currently Monday afternoon, August 25th, around 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm Rose Scott Show, once again joined by Lonte Smith. Together, we're going to break down the games for the Tuesday card. Lonte, how's it going with you? I know that we have a decent amount of games on Monday. Nothing really started yet, so we'll see how those games go. But how's it going with you? What's up?
Not much, man. Another week we can get some winners, give some winners out, hopefully. But, yeah, everything's good, man. Got a decent slate, so I'm looking forward to breaking it down with you as usual.
Yep, should be fun. Looking forward to it. Of course, we once again have really yet to hear anything about the games today because nothing's happened yet. Haven't seen any news as well that's worth talking about for baseball. At least nothing that I could remember. But overall, anything from this weekend you want to talk about?
I don't think much happened. Nothing caught my eye really. It was pretty quiet. I mean, I don't think it was anything outrageous that happened. Yeah. But other than the Yankees, just being the Yankees, can't beat the Red Sox.
They won on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, but it did not look good the rest of those games. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, not much in the baseball world. I thought the Padres and Dodgers series was okay. Yeah, nothing really exciting actually.
Yeah, I felt kind of the same way. I was kind of hoping there'd be a bit more drama, except I didn't really see any drama at all, at least for the majority of these series. The Padres one was fun. You had the game in the middle of the series where Suarez struck out the guy to win the game with a couple guys on base. But Sunday's game was a dud. I know Ohtani homered, but not too much drama there. But either way, once again, well, hopefully the games on Tuesday are going to be solid. And once again, hopefully you end up winning your bets, obviously, for Monday and for Tuesday. Anyway, before we get into any of the actual games for Tuesday, a reminder that the Sports Gambling Podcast is giving away a $1,000 NFL Circa bet for the NFL season with their phrase that pays. Submit your phrase at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/phrase. And a reminder, we also are having a Survivor contest in the NFL, $100 entry, winner take all. And you can sign up at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor to enter the $100 contest. Anyway, so moving on to the actual games for the Tuesday card. Lonte, I want you to go first. What's going to be your thoughts on this Red Sox and Orioles game? I know that we might be missing a pitcher or two because right now I don't see a pitcher listed for Baltimore. I see the Red Sox being favored at minus 120. See Baltimore plus 100. The over-under is at 9. We have no pitchers. Giolito's been pretty good, but I'll ask you, interested in this game? You're going to wait for a pitcher first?
I want to wait for a pitcher, but I think the first look, regardless of pitcher, would probably be an over, especially with the way the Red Sox have been playing offensively. Baltimore's been a little bit more feisty offensively, but Giolito's been better, but he can, allow a lot of contact. If Baltimore's top of the lineup is really hitting the ball, then I could kind of see some runs here. I think it's one of those things that we always say, can both teams get to 4 runs, you think? And I think we can get an extra one somewhere else and at least get, push protection. So over would be the first look that I like. I just can't really lay a number without knowing a pitcher. I mean, Giolito's been fine. I mean, he's not terrible, but I don't want to just blindly lay, 115 without knowing who the Orioles are going to pitch.
Yeah, I get it. I think I'm fine with Giolito going, though. I think Giolito's a guy who has actually been decent recently. And the fact is, Baltimore, we know, is not a good team at all. The Red Sox, even though they lost the game against the Yankees on Sunday, they were still dominant for the other games of that series. So I like how they're playing. And, of course, Baltimore's season ended months ago. Give me Giolito in this one at what I think is a pretty short money line price. But I get what you're saying, though. And I do think the over is worth consideration for this game, which is at around 9. Moving on to the next game, you have the Braves taking on the Marlins. Now, for this one, you're looking at Waldrop against Alcantara. For the pricing, Atlanta's favored, minus 120. Miami's plus 100. So same exact pricing as the Red Sox game. For the over-under, I see 8 or 7.5. Now, Waldrop's been great. He's 4-0, 0.73 ERA. Alcantara knows been quite bad this season, but last 2 starts, 13 innings, 2 runs allowed. So he's been good lately. I do think Waldrop should be favored in this game. And I'll ask you about Alcantara. He's been good lately, bad all season. Which version are you expecting from this game?
Well, I like kind of the first 5 under, so I'm expecting him to be a little bit better early on and not care about what he does after that. But, I mean, Waldrop, you talked about it. He's been really good. .77 whip as well. But he's been pretty much a revelation for this Braves rotation who probably doesn't have any arms, literally doesn't have any arms left from the beginning of the year. But Miami's been on the downfall, although Sandy's been, pitching really well. He's got 1 or less earned in 4 of his last 6. But he has allowed 4+ in 3 of his last 4 at home. So those numbers are kind of like battling each other, which is why I struggle with the full game. I do agree with you that Waldrop should be favored, especially with the way Miami's playing and Atlanta's playing a little bit better. So it would be first 5 under. Maybe take Braves minus the half a run. Maybe we get like a 1-0 after 5 type of game. So first 5 under, and then maybe a Braves minus half for first 5.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I think I'll back Waldrop, though. I think he's solid. Alcantara has been good lately, but I can't trust him at all. So I think I'm on Atlanta just based on the price. Moving on to the Rays, taking on the Guardians. For this one, you have Baz against Messick. So for the pricing here, I see the Rays being dogs. They're about plus 104. I see Cleveland at around minus 120. For the over-under, I see 8 in this game. So Baz this season has been quite underwhelming. A 5.22 ERA. Better on the road, but he has allowed at least 4 earned in 4 straight. His last 4 starts, he's gone 19 innings and he's given up 19 runs, or 19 earned runs. So not too good. Messick showed up midseason. He's been good, but really no sample. But I do want to point out his ERA right now is still 1.35. Looking at his actual innings pitched, though, for Messick this season, he has 1 outing, 6 2/3, 1 earned. So really, really small sample. Cleveland's been bad. Baz has been bad, though. I find it weird this line is only at 7.5 or 8 for a total. I see a 7.5 out there. I'll go over. I know Messick's been good, but it was 1 outing. I'm not going to immediately crown him as being a legitimate starting pitcher based on 1 performance. And Baz has been awful. So I'm going to go with the over. When you give up 19 earned in your last 19 innings, you can give up a bunch by yourself. Good enough for me. Give me the over 7.5 in this game.
Yeah, that's the exact play that I had. Similar handicap. I think Boz is bound to give up 3 or 4 runs early on. I do think that the reason why it's so low is the Guardians obviously can't muster up consistent offense, which is that's a good way to put it. And then Messick did perform well, 1 earned and 6 2/3 in his debut. But this will be his first home start. I think the crowd will be behind him. The guys will probably want to get him his first win. But again, I mean, Tampa is decent at hitting the ball, so I think we can see some runs. This could be a sneaky shootout type of game. So I agree with you with the over. I would probably take Cleveland. I just don't really trust Boz, especially on the road. Not really.
I would too, but I don't know if I feel great about trusting Cleveland right now.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So that's why the over is probably my better play. But if I had to take a side, it would be Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on to the next game, Nationals taking on the Yankees. We know the Yankees over the weekend were not very good. As for Washington, they stink anyway. But you have Gore against Heel for this one. For the pricing, Yankees are about minus 180. I see the Nationals at around plus 150, plus 158. For the over-under, I see 9 or 8.5 in this game. So Heel was actually decent against Boston last time out. Walked a bunch of guys, but he had 5 innings, 1 earned. He's allowed less than 3 earned in 3 straight. Now, for Gore, he is the ultimate enigma. He's either really, really good or god-awful. There's nothing in between. Last start, he was not good. 4 1/3, 3 earned, 2 home runs, 4 walks against the Mets. Start before that, 6 innings, 2 runs, and then 6 innings, no runs against the Giants. But the 2 starts before that, 3 innings, 8 runs against the A's, and 5 1/3, 6 runs against the Astros. So I have no idea what to expect from Gore because nobody ever does know what to expect from him. I know Heel's been fine, does walk some guys, but still. I'll ask you because the Yankees' run line is kind of the only option, with them laying about 180, 185. The run line's plus 108 for the Yankees, and the, of course, reverse run line plus 1.5 is minus 130 on Washington. The over-under, by the way, is at 8.5 or 9. I thought about the over in this game, but I don't know if I actually trust the Yankees or Nationals bats enough, so
Right.
I think I'm just going to go with the Nationals plus 1.5 and call it a day, but I don't feel great about this game at all.
Yeah, you know what? You talked about the Yankees run line being the best way to go. I kind of like the Yankees minus the 1.5. I mean, Hill's been awesome since allowing 5 earned in his initial start. He does have some walk issues, 13 walks in his last 4 starts. But the thing here is Yankees have been really good against lefties in August. They got a 990 OPS versus lefty in August. Gore, like you talked about, is kind of a up and down pitcher. He's got a 7, like almost 8 ERA in his last 7 games, but he has put together back-to-back solid starts versus 2 good offenses. So you never really know what to expect, but I do think the Yankees offense will be able to get to him. I like the -1.5. As long as Hill can kind of keep Washington off base, but not allowing the free passes, I think the Yankees can pretty much bury them here. So I like the Yankees -1.5, a decent bid here.
Yeah, it's an underrated matchup for this actual series, which I feel like is not being talked about enough. I was looking at some props today, and I thought that it was appealing for a market. The Nationals stolen base guys against Ben Rice. Because Ben Rice, so far this season, I know he's been a fill-in at catcher because he was playing first base a bit. Now he's playing catcher. He was a minor league catcher. But so far, runners are 13 of 15 on stolen base attempts, and the Nationals do have some speed. So there's a chance if he'll walk some guys, you might see a bunch of running in this game. So that could be a problem, but I'll go with the Nationals +1.5. I'm not going to bet this game, but I don't know if I trust Heel enough to actually avoid walking people. And the Nationals can make you pay if you give up a free pass. So I'll go with the Nationals to do enough damage to keep the game close. That's kind of my thoughts for that one. Moving on to the Twins taking on the Blue Jays. Now, we know the Twins stink, but the Blue Jays are in first place in the AL East right now. For the actual matchup, you have Ober against Bassett. For the pricing, of course, Toronto's favored in this home game, as Toronto's about -180. You're looking at the Twins at around +150. For the over-under, I see it being around 8. So we know Ober has been quite underwhelming this season. Last start, he was fine, though. 5 2/3, 2 earned. He's been decent to come back from injury. Problem is the Twins still can't win when he pitches, as the Twins have officially not won a single start that Ober's made since May 19th. They have lost 11 straight starts that Ober's made, so that's probably not a good sign. For Bassett, he's been fine this season. Bassett so far does have an 11-7 record with a 4.18 ERA. His actual numbers recently have been fine. He's allowed less than 4 earned in 4 straight. Not amazing, not terrible, but probably good enough in this game. The over-under in this game kind of intrigues me. It's at 8, but I was kind of hoping it'd be 8.5 because I didn't mind the under in this game. I'll ask you what you like, because if you want the Blue Jays here, -1.5 +116, I guess I have to go with it because, once again, they haven't won an Ober start in about 3 months. So if I'm picking Toronto to win, and I can save 90 cents by taking the run line instead of the actual money line, I guess I'll go for that. But I'll ask you, is there anything else you like in this game?
No, I agree with it. I like Toronto -1.5, although I'm not really a Bassett guy. They haven't won a lot of his starts either. I think they've lost his last 5. He's got a 5.
They won 2 starts ago, but besides that, it's been pretty messy.
Yeah. So I think he's got like north of a 5 ERA in that span, but he does have solid numbers at home. And when I'm looking at Ober, he's been solid in his last 3 starts, but all of those were at home. 15 earned his last 4 on the road, 18 home runs in his last 9 starts. So that could get messy with Toronto if their lineup is really, locked in and hitting the ball. So I like Toronto. Probably be back on this at the end of the show for a home run prop, but not really a Bassett guy. But his numbers at home are, solid, and I trust the offense to get it done against Ober. So -1.5 for me is going to be the best bet in this game.
Yeah, I think that, once again, it's mostly just getting plus money for Toronto, who's been really good at home all season, and Minnesota's been rolling over. So that's kind of my thoughts on that one, too. Moving on to the next game, Phillies taking on the Mets. Big series for the NL East. We were kind of talking about the first couple series, and it seemed to be a common theme. Either both teams had nothing to play for, or one team did. This is actually an important series for both teams. So you're looking at the Phillies using Luzardo in this one against Manaea. For the pricing, Phillies about, they're a favorite, obviously, but it's not too big. They're about -110, so basically a pick 'em on both sides. Mets are around -110 too. I do see a split line, though. I see one book has Phillies a slight favorite. The other one has the Mets at -115. So it's kind of right in the middle, but we'll say -110 apiece just for the hell of it, because that is one line available for this matchup. For the over-under, I see 8.5. So I'm going to go Luzardo in this one. I know Luzardo's been up and down, but I think he's objectively better than Manaea. Manaea has not been good this season. Dylan is not a fan after the Mets paid him. He has not really worked out that well. I'll go Phillies here. I think with the better pitcher and the better team, I do think they should be a bigger price than this. And they should be minus 120, minus 125. Once again, not a massive favorite, but still bigger than a pick'em. I'll go with Philly at minus 110.
100% agree. I mean, I think we got the better pitcher on the mound. Team's in better form. Luzardo's been really good on the road recently. He's got 5 straight quality starts, 2.32 ERA in that span. Don't really trust Manaea. 4+ earned and 4 straight, 9 earned in his last 2. Pretty cut and dry for me. I thought the same thing. I thought they should be minus 130 with the way Luzardo's been. Well, I know he had a hiccup maybe like a couple games ago on the road.
Seattle, though, struck out 12 guys.
Yeah, but he's been better, and I trust the longevity of what he's got season long versus the smaller sample size here. So I like Luzardo. I would maybe even look for a sneaky Phillies team total over because Manaea is going to give it up. The way Philly has been hitting the ball, I think it's something to be said for that offense. So they could have a good night. They could have a good night in New York. So I like Philly and their team total over.
Yeah. Before we get into the remainder of the slate for Tuesday, a reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, MLB, because you use them to bet on baseball, you use them to bet on a bunch of other sports, tennis, of course, they have WNBA, they have any sport you could think of, basically. But a reminder, they most importantly have NFL and college. Check out it in a ton of locations, check it out in a ton of locations, use crypto for deposits and payouts. When you sign up for a new account, use the code SGPN for 50% of the match up to 1K. Terms and conditions apply with the G promo code SGPN. We're also with our Rhythm because they have a lot of great model options for you for different sports. They have NFL, they have college football, they have WNBA, they have, of course, once again, golf. If you want to build some models there for tournaments, shout out to Fleetwood for finally winning. A reminder, though, you can also start building models in the NFL for week 1, even though the season didn't start yet, of course. And a reminder, you can also get a free week trial using the promo link that we have with Rhythm. Use the link sportsgambling.com's Rhythm to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games for Tuesday. Time to move on into the next game for the card. Moving on to the next game, you have the Diamondbacks taking on the Brewers. Now, for this one, you have Fod against Mizorowski. For the pricing, I see Arizona at around plus 135. I see Milwaukee at around minus 160. For the over-under in this game, I see 8 as the number. Now, looking at Fod this season, 12-8, 4.95 ERA. Bad on the road, though, a 6.5 ERA. Last couple starts, he's been fine. He has a lot of less than 4 earned in 3 of his last 4. Decent amount of hits, though, so maybe he'll get into trouble here. Mizorowski, though, has been a mess. After being a great, I'd say, rookie to start his career and being appointed to controversially to the All-Star game, it's been ugly lately for Mizorowski. So he came back, and he ended up facing off against the Reds. 1 1/3, 5 earned. Then the Cubs, 4 innings, 3 earned, despite only giving up 1 hit. Main reason, he's walked 6 guys in those 2 outings. So I like the over in this game at 8. I think 8's too short. I like Arizona, actually. Maybe even a first 5 play. But I think that getting plus 135 Mizorowski has been objectively bad since come back from the IL is appealing to me. Even though I don't think Arizona's good, I don't trust the bullpen at all. Then again, McGill's been bad for Milwaukee too recently. But I'll go with Arizona in the first 5. I'll go with the over. I think 8's too low when Fod's road numbers are this bad. Mizorowski's form has been this bad. Give me the over in this game. Give me Arizona.
Yeah, so we agree on the over. I like the over as well. I trust the Milwaukee offense to get things done versus Fod. He's been inconsistent. I mean, 4.43 ERA since All-Star, 11 earned in his last 2 road starts. You pointed out his road ERA, which is a part of my handicap. I like Milwaukee here. I mean, I know we lost with Milwaukee the last show we did together, but I'm feeling the same way. Like, if you're obviously the number is a little bit higher, but I mean, if you're going to give me this number with Milwaukee, I know Mizorowski's numbers, have kind of gone in the tank, and also he's not gone over 4 innings since like July 8th. So that's a bit of a concern as well. But he's been dominant at home in a small sample size. So I'm going to trust he gets back to form here. I know the Arizona Diamondbacks offense has been playing a little bit better. But I think it'll be fine here. I think we still get over the number. I think the Brewers will do a lot of the damage, though. So I like Milwaukee, and I like over.
Yeah, I think that Milwaukee, I understand being, of course, a very good team, but with Mizorowski's form, I just can't lay that number. I just can't do it. He's been that bad. Moving on to the next game, looking at the Royals taking on the White Sox. So for this one, you're looking at the Royals, who are still trying to fight for a playoff spot. I believe they are 3 games out right now of the final wildcard spot. and the White Sox are trying to have fun. You have the match between Lorenzen and Perez for the money line. Kansas City's favored, obviously, but not that big. They're about minus 120. White Sox are plus 105. For the over-under, I see around 8.5. Now, Perez was really good last start, kind of surprising. He ended up having a matchup against, just quickly pulling up who he faced off against last time, because he was really, really solid. Faced off against the Braves, went 5 1/3, gave up no earned runs, I mean. So for Lorenzen, he's been underwhelming this season, but recent form, he's been okay. He was not great against the Rangers, 4 1/3 to 3 earned, but he gave up no earned the previous 2 outings, including no runs against the White Sox 2 starts ago. So I actually don't mind both pitchers here. I think the total's too high. I'll go with the under 8.5. I mean, the Royals offense can be streaky. I know Pascatino's had a bunch of home runs recently. I think he's had a homer in, 6 of the last 7? I think 7 of the last 8.
Or 5 of the last 6, something like that.
Something like that, but he's been mashing, but the offense we know can still be quite streaky. The White Sox aren't very good, but Lorenzen's been fine, and Perez has been good. Give me the under 8.5.
Love the under in this spot, too. I also like Kansas City. I thought they were a little bit short here. I know Lorenzen's been...
I agree.
But, he's had his issues, and this will be his first road start in over a month. But he did pitch against his team. He threw 4 scoreless in his first start back after missing a month. And he followed it up by giving up 3 earned to Texas. So he hasn't been horrible. So I think he'll be fine here. 120 is a little bit short in what I consider to be a low-scoring game. I do look at the first 5 under as well. Perez was okay, but small sample size. It's not a ton to go off of. So I think Lorenzen and Kansas City are the right side here. I like the under as well. I think we can get a 3-1 finish here, Kansas City.
Yeah, I agree with you about the side. Just based on the team record alone, they should not be 120. They should be a lot higher than that.
Right.
But I do think that both pitchers have been fine. So 8.5 will go.
A little too much respect for Perez.
Yeah, that's fair too. Moving on to the next game, looking at the match between the Pirates and the Cardinals. For this one, you're looking at Keller against Palante. For the pricing, the Cardinals are favored in this game. They're about minus 130. I see the Pirates at around plus 110. For the over-under, I see 8. So I actually previewed Keller yesterday, and then Oviedo got swapped in to start the game for Monday. And now, of course, Keller is pitching Tuesday. Now, he's been terrible recently. So to go through the numbers, the last 4 starts, he's allowed 5+ runs in 3 of them. Not good. Now, as for Palante, he's been bad this season, 5.17 ERA, bad at home too. He has allowed a total of 15 runs in his last 3 starts combined. The over-under, I said before, is 8. I even see even money on the over. Just give me the over on that. Keller's been bad. Palante's been bad. A couple ways to get there. Pittsburgh was good over the weekend, mainly because the Rockies suck. But you know what? At least they scored some runs. Good enough for me. Give me the over 8 in this game.
Yeah, I wanted to go over as well, but Pittsburgh's offense scares me, especially on the road. I know Palante.
It's not good, but even money at 8 with these pitchers, I can't turn down.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I didn't pull the trigger on it, but Palante's he might can get him there by himself. He might just gift him 17 earned.
So can Keller.
Yeah, 17 earned his last 4 starts, 4 home starts. I'm sorry, 7.71 ERA in his last 8, 4+ in 6 of his last 8. So, yeah, I would go there. I don't really trust the car. I think this probably should be more like a pick than anything. Don't really trust Palante laying a number. I mean, both teams are probably about the same, so I think it's like a coin flip game. I would go over. I don't love it. I would take Pittsburgh. Don't love it. Just kind of a coin flip type of game. I didn't have a ton here.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Moving on to the next game, you have the Angels taking on the Rangers. Now, this game really does not matter. The Rangers are, I believe, right now 3 back, but in reality, I don't think they're going to be able to pull this off. But they're back to 500. They were below 500 last week, so we'll see what they can do. But they're running out of time. I'll put it that way. For this matchup, though, you have Kikuchi against Corbin. For the pricing, the Rangers are minus 120. Angels are around plus 105. For the over-under, I see around 8.5. Now, Kikuchi was an all-star this season. He's been fine. 3.42 ERA. Great last start. 7 innings, 1 run against the Reds. Was underwhelming the previous 2 starts, but you know what? He bounced back. And the Angels have been good when he's actually pitched. Look at the results for the Angels. They have won 4 of his last 5 starts. So that counts for something when you're a bad team and you win his outings. For Corbin, we know that he was a surprising rotation piece for the majority of the season because he was pretty good. The wheels have fallen off. I'll put it that way. He's gone to less than 4 2/3 in 4 straight. He has allowed a total of 17 earned runs in those last 4 starts, while once again going less than 4 2/3 in each of them. So he's been terrible. Kikuchi's been good for the most part. Give me the Angels in this game. I think getting plus money fading Corbin is too appealing to me, just based on principle. Give me Kikuchi. Corbin's been a mess. That's enough for me. Give me the Angels.
Yeah, he has, but he's been a little bit better at home. 3 or less in 5 straight.
Yeah, he's not going any distance, though. It's kind of the problem.
Yeah. He's not got out of the 4th inning in his last 4, like you said. But,
so you're mentioning the lack of earned runs, but he's not actually giving you any length for a starting pitcher, so it kind of doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, I wanted to go over, to be quite honest with you, but I don't know if I trust Texas' offense. I think the Angels can get there to do their part, but Kikuchi was efficient. I think he had 89 pitches to get through 7 innings. That's as efficient as you can get. But he is much better at home than on the road. I guess I'll take – like you said, Corbin's 11.48 ERA last 4. I can kind of see both teams getting some offense going. I'll take an over. I don't love it. And it would be Angels or nothing for the side.
Yeah, I think that one –
What do you think about the total?
I think it's over or pass. Okay. I can't take an under with Corbin right now, but I just think for the price alone, laying with Corbin, I'm just not interested at all. If you want to go for a live bet, maybe when the starters get pulled, sure. But for a first 5 angle, I think Kikuchi is just better than Corbin. So I think that's an angle too. Angels first 5 could be in the cards for this one. Moving on to the next game, Rockies taking on the Astros. Gordon is against Brown. Yeah, the Astros are laying 350. For the over-under, I see 8 in this game. If you want to go for the run line, I don't have 2.5 in front of me, but 1.5 for Houston is minus 150. Honestly, not terrible. When you're saving $2 on the run line at home, not terrible. Give me Houston minus 1.5. Colorado got curb stomped by the Rockies. Pirates were laying $3 on Sunday, and they still won 4-0.
That's crazy.
I got to go Houston minus 1.5 here. I know Houston's offense has been picking it up a bit more lately.
Yeah.
I don't think Gordon's that good. Brown, we know, is very good. 150 feels kind of cheap to me, actually, when you tell me it's minus 350 on the money line. Give me Houston minus 1.5.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll lay the 2.5, to be quite honest with you. I don't think Colorado...
How is 1.5, though, not minus 180, minus 190?
Right. Yeah, I don't get it either, but, Brown's been amazing. I don't think Colorado maybe can score 3 runs here, to be honest with you. Brown's 2 or less in 5 straight, 1 earned, 1.50 ERA in that span. He did pitch in Coors, 2 earned and 6 innings pitched in early July. Gordon, he's had solid back-to-back starts against Arizona and the Dodgers, but 16 earned his last 2 on the road. I'm looking at Astros team total over. I'll take I'll lay the minus 2.5. See if we can get a little bit. That should be plus money, I'm thinking, or at least close to it.
Yeah, if it's 150 for 1.5, you can definitely get probably plus
right,
1.
Yeah, so that would be the only. That's the only place you can look. To be quite honest, I wouldn't even throw the Astros in the parlay. That's.
Yeah, I was looking at 1.5. I still think, even though it sounds expensive, 150 is not that bad. Yeah. The Rockies were giving up $3 to the Pirates on Sunday. Pirates haven't been favored that big in probably 20 years. And they didn't score in the entire game. And Brown's been great. We know the Rockies are terrible on the road. I'll go with the 1.5. I'm not going to get too creative with it. I don't mind the 2.5 too, but 150 feels kind of affordable actually for a 350 money line favorite. So I'll go with that as my thought for this game. Moving on to the next one, you have the Padres taking on the Mariners. You have Cease against Castillo. For the pricing, I see a pretty, I'd say, close line on the books. You have Seattle right now, who is minus 120. I see the Padres at around plus 100. For the over-under, I see 7.5. Now, Cease, my thoughts are very, very straightforward with, because I've said it every time he pitches. I think he's one of the more overrated pitchers in the league. Yes, he had a no-hitter. I'm aware of it. I understand that he's a solid trade option for a bunch of teams every single year. His numbers aren't good. He's 0-8 on the road, 5.65 ERA. I feel like a broken record talking about Cease because he'll have a couple of really good starts, but it's mainly bad. Last 2 starts, he's gone 8 1/3, 9 runs allowed. So I'm not interested in him in this one. Now, Castillo got destroyed in his last start. He was good before that, but last start he felt the wrath of the Phillies offense, who ended up having 10 hits against him. Last 2 starts, 8 innings, 19 hits allowed, 9 earned runs. I like the over, actually, at 7.5. I think both pitchers kind of overvalued here, but I get that in Seattle, it's a lower run environment typically. I'm going to go Seattle in this game. They're very good at home in general. San Diego's not good on the road. Cease, once again, is 0-8 on the road. Give me Seattle in the over for this game.
Yeah, I thought we would get Seattle as a dog, but it doesn't look like it's going to get there unless some Padres money comes in. But I like Seattle. Good bounce back spot for Castillo, who you talked about his last 2 numbers. Both of those did come on the road, so he's much better at home, a lot better at home, and I think he'll be better against San Diego here. Obviously, a pitcher-friendly ballpark in Seattle. So I do kind of maybe go with an under, but it kind of scares me because Cease can walk a ton of guys. I mean, he's got 10 walks in his last 3, and if Castillo if he's not locating the ball in the right places, San Diego could kind of get to him as well. So I'll stay away from that.
That's kind of the problem, though. It's tough to take an under when one pitcher has been walking everybody and the other pitcher has given up 19 hits in his last 2 starts. That's kind of the problem here for the under.
But I do think he bounces back and pitches well here. So I'm going to go with Seattle. I wish they were a dog, but I mean, that's a decent price for a home team. Like you said, they play extremely well at home.
Yeah, and San Diego's below 500 on the road. So
right. And Cease hasn't won a game on the road.
Correct. Moving on to the next game, Cubs taking on the Giants. Cubs did a good job against the Angels. They needed to. Nice job by them. They're back to being 21 games over 500. Boyd is against 1-10 Verlander for this game. Cubs minus 130. Verlander and the Giants are plus 110. For the over-under, I see 7.5. I keep harping on the 1-10 record for one simple reason. Why are the Giants plus 110? I don't understand it. The Cubs have been good lately. They did decently at the end of that Milwaukee series. They carried it over against the Angels. They're already on the West Coast. There's no travel involved. And Verlander stinks. Boyd's been very good. I don't get this at all. Give me the Cubs minus 130. It should be like minus 155, minus 160, but 130 fading a 1-10 Verlander? Sure, sign me up. 100%
agree. I like the nugget that you talked about with the no travel. I think that is a great way to look at it. 2.13 ERA Boyd in his last 15 starts. The only two starts that he had where he allowed over 3 runs in that stretch were both against Milwaukee, who we know what Milwaukee has been doing lately. So if you look at his road numbers, he's been pretty dominant. I mean, San Francisco, they got us last time with Milwaukee, but that's fine. We'll double back here. I like the minus 130. I like the minus 1.5 as well. So give me the Cubs and on the money line and the minus 1.5.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, Tigers taking on the A's. So for this one, you have Morton against we don't know. So for the matchup in itself, we have lines, actually. I see it could, in theory, be Perkins. I don't know if it's going to be, but I know Morton's pitching for a fact for Detroit. So Detroit's minus 144. The A's are plus 122. For the over-under, I see 11 in this game. Very high total, but I get it. You have Morton in a very hitter-friendly ballpark, which can be problematic, and nobody on the A's can pitch in this ballpark. So I think I like Detroit just based on who's the better team, but I don't know who's pitching for the A's. So I might have to abstain for now, but Detroit's better. So you could argue that 144 is some value. I do want to ask you, though, since it's kind of tough to give out an actual pick without knowing who's pitching for the A's, thoughts on Morton so far with the Tigers? Because he's made 4 starts. He's allowed less than 3 earned in 3 of them. Mm-hmm. He's been pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Are you buying into Morton, or do you think that it's a little bit of a, I'd say, short sample, and eventually he'll regress back to being what he has been for the majority of the season?
Yeah, well, it definitely is a small sample, but he's been good. He's got me good a few times. 3.83 ERA since joining them. He had a 5.42 ERA with Baltimore. Now, granted, obviously the sample size is a lot bigger with Baltimore. But I think I like him in this spot. I think I also will go with the under, depending on who's pitching. If it is Perkins, I'm a little bit iffy on it, but I think that Morton can maybe hold him down. I mean, he's got back-to-back really good road starts, 1 earned and 11 innings pitched in those 2 road starts. So I think he can go well, man, if he can just navigate through the top end of the A's lineup and kind of not allow a lot of damage. I think he can go well. So I'm going to go with the under. It would be Detroit minus 1.5 for me, or laying the. I think they're a perfect parlay piece to a team, but minus 1.5 to get the extreme value, get all 9 at bats, If Morton can go well, all he has to do is pitch to the same level, 3.83. I think that's perfectly fine. And I think the Tigers can take care of the rest. The Tigers offense can take care of the rest. They've been really good as of late. Really good.
Yeah. For reference, I see the Tigers minus 1.5 at about plus 102. So technically plus money, not a lot, but still.
Yeah. I'd rather just lay
feels a bit cheap though. I thought it'd be like 110. But
yeah. That's what I was saying. I would rather just lay to 140. I thought it would be at least 110, 115.
Yeah. Either way, though, moving on to the final game of the card, you have the Reds taking on the Dodgers. Now, for this one, should be a pretty good pitching matchup for this game. So you have Kershaw going for the Dodgers, who's been really good. Shout out to Kershaw. You have Martinez, though, going for the Reds, who I know got shelled by the Brewers a couple starts ago. Besides that, though, he's been great. Looking at the last couple of outings, he's allowed less than 3 earned runs in 7 of his last 8 starts. Faced the Dodgers, actually, at home on July 30th. 6 innings, 2 runs. So, quietly been really good, Nick Martinez has. Now, for the pricing, you have the Dodgers minus 180. You have the Reds at around plus 150, plus 160. For the over-under, I see 8.5 juice towards the over. I like the under in this game. Kershaw, I said before, has been really good, and Martinez has quietly been a very solid pitcher over the last month or so. Good against the Angels last start. They didn't win the game, but he pitched well. Kershaw, though, has allowed 5 earned in his last 4 starts combined. I think 8.5 is pretty high. You can get the under at even money. I think it's appealing. Yes, I know that I know Martinez could get destroyed in theory. Dodgers offense, though, has really not been dominant to the standard that we've expected for the entire season, basically. I'll go under. 8.5 even money is appealing for me. That's my main play for this.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I kind of like Cincinnati in this spot. I mean, Martinez has been really good. 4 straight quality starts, or really, really good starts. I think one of them might not have been quality, but he faced his Dodgers team, albeit it was at home, 2 earned and 6 innings pitched in late July. So, like you said, I don't think the Dodgers offense is overwhelming people like we thought they would, or maybe they're going to flip a switch when October comes. But like it's going to be tough to back them here. I know Kershaw's been better, but Martinez has been really good, man. I'm going to trust Cincinnati. Cincinnati's playing a lot better. Are they like 1 back?
They're 1.5 back.
Yeah, okay, 1.5 back. Yeah, so they're still playing hard and playing for something. So I'm going to take the plus 150 for the Reds.
Yeah, that's going to wrap it up, though, for all the games for the Tuesday card. Before getting into the actual Lock and Dog picks, a reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, Arctic Fantasy. They're doing WrestleMania, happening all summer long, giving away 15 million prizes, 2 men first place, no waiver wire, no trades. And a reminder, you can also use Underdog for the pick'em options. If you want to try to win 500 times your entry, you can. Of course, Adam and I give out a pick'em entry for every prop show, and we gave out one earlier today. But a reminder, you can also use the new offer that Arctic has for new customers. Play just $5, $50 in bonus funds. Use the promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Circa, because they're hosting 3 biggest NFL contests for the upcoming season. Circa Million, Circa Survivor, Circa Grandissimo. Over $20 million guaranteed prizes. The contest does close on Saturday, September 3rd. So you have about a week left to enter the contest. But you have to sign up in Nevada, play for anywhere with the help of our proxy to footballcontest.com. Use the code SGP to $50 off your proxy fees. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through all the games for the Tuesday card. Time to go on into the Lock and Dog picks. Lonte, I'll let you go first as always. What's going to be your Lock and Dog for the Tuesday slate?
Yeah, for the lock, I wanted to take something. I want to take Kansas City, minus 120 or minus 122, whatever the best you can find out there. I just think that the White Sox are being given a little bit too much respect with Perez. I know Lorenzen's not been back a ton, but he's pitched okay, and he faced his team already. I mean, short stint, but he pitched well through 4 scoreless. Yeah, I like Kansas City to get it done here in a low-scoring game, so that's going to be my lock. For the dog, do you see -1? Do you see what the minus 1.5 is for Toronto?
Yes. Just give me 1 second. Toronto minus 1.5 is plus 116.
Yeah, so I like that as my dog. I think Toronto can come out and mash. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Bassett, but he's been much better at home than on the road. Ober's been giving up a ton of contact, a ton of home runs. I think the Toronto offense can look really, really good tomorrow against Ober.
Yeah, so for my lock, give me the Cubs at minus 130. I think that's just an insane price. Verlander's been awful all season. So bad that I think everyone's praying he retires at the end of the year. That's how bad he's been. But he's 1-10, and you're looking at the Cubs, who have started to get back on track, thankfully. had a decent end of the series against Milwaukee, beat the Angels over the weekend. The offense is kind of getting back together. Boyd was not great last start against Milwaukee. They won anyway, but I do think he's obviously been an elite pitcher so far this season. With Wheeler being out for the rest of the season, Boyd might finish with the bronze medal for the Cy Young. He's been that good this season. So give me the potential third place finalist for the Cy Young at minus 130 against Verlander in this game as my lock. For my dog, I had a couple options here. I did want to fade Mizorowski, though, but I don't know if I actually trust Fod enough for this game. So instead, I'm going to go with a different option. Give me the over 8 in the Pirates and Cardinals game. That's even money, so I'm kind of cheating, but there's a plus sign next to it to deal with it. Give me the over 8 in this game. I think that, from what I mentioned before, both Keller and or Palante can get destroyed in this outing. Pittsburgh offensively has been fine recently, and you're looking at the Cardinals who've been good at home this season, but Palante's been terrible, Keller's been terrible. 8 feels too low to me. I think each team could get the 4. You automatically win, of course, if that happens. Give me the over 8 in the rare total dog play at even money for that one. Anyway, time to get into the home run picks that we have for the show. Lonte, who do you like to go yard on Tuesday?
Yeah, teased it earlier, man. Going back right back to my dog. I like George Springer. He's been really good. He had his 7-game hit streak snap yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And in that streak, he had 4 home runs. Obviously, we talked about the volatility of Obear, the amount of contact he allows, the amount of home runs he's allowed. I think 19 in his last 8 starts, or 17 in his last 8 starts, something like that. But it's absurd. I think he's allowed 8 on the road. So I think George Springer's have a good day, a good series. So let's pick him to go yard tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to go with the Phillies and Mets game because I want to fade Manaea, who I think is going to struggle in this outing. So I'm going to go for career numbers, and I'm going to go with the righty, which might surprise you. I feel like most people would have blindly thought Schwarber or Harper. But I pride myself on being a man of faith. Give me Castellanos, did a home run in this game. I think it's a good spot for him. Lifetime, he's been good against Manaea. He's over 300 against him lifetime, 3 home runs, and he does have 6 hits. So I do like the matchup here. I think he can perform well in the spot, and we know Manaea is kind of a junk ball lefty. I think it's a good matchup for him, especially in Citi Field with the left field dimensions. Give me Castellanos to hit a home run in that Phillies and Mets game. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show. And you're looking at, once again, all the games we went through. Adam stopping by. I don't have the actual prices for home runs. Springer should be a decent price, though, for that matchup. And hopefully Castellanos is pretty good, too, since he hasn't homered in a while. Either way, though, till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bats. Bye, everyone.